Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. I have made some changes about how I distribute my work through HGSI or the views, filters, and combos, charts, and so on that I make available to those of you who use the software. And this is going to be a much more efficient method for everybody, including myself and for you, because what has happened is the files are now available on my server rather than on the HGSI server. What this enables me to do or allows me to do is to keep the files up to date, and whenever I want to make changes I can just do it myself without having to send the files to George at HGSI. I use HGSI as my primary prospecting vehicle. I could not do what I do without HGSI. And so I am sharing this information with you in the form of views, filters, and combos. And I'm going to show you how easy this is going to be for you. Now, I'm going to open up my designer and I want to show you something that I have where I've made a major change here. This is what I'm calling my market analysis user groups. This is the W&B user groups, but I've renamed it. The reason I decided to do that is because a lot of trial members to HGSI or people that start using the software have no idea what the WB user groups are. So it's much more explicit when I use the term market analysis user groups. Also, unless you use these files, there is absolutely no reason for you to download them and increase your processing time. So if you don't want them, I suggest that you do not download them because there are a lot of files here. Unless you have a very fast computer, it takes time to update the indexes. So if you're not into market analysis, there's no need to download this file. Notice that I have a group here called the non-index groups. These files are updated for the Insider Club. I update them daily and send them out on Saturday. And this is a method to build a historical database so I can do some testing to see which of these user groups are most efficient for locating stocks, or they've given prior signals, and I'll be talking about that in a different video. Now, if you have the W&B user groups in HGSI and you don't want them, I want you to delete them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete this market analysis user group because I'm going to reinstall it as an add-on and show you how to do that. If you delete these groups, especially if they're large groups like this one that contain many folders, I want you to close everything in HGSI other than the designer and of course the menu, which you have to have open. So I have just highlighted this. I'm going to click on the X and you can see how quickly it goes away. Now if the warehouse is open or charts, it takes a lot longer to get rid of them. So just delete them. All I have left now are the non-index groups, and you'll have these if you're a member of the Insider Club or if you're trying out the software. Now these are just some watch lists I have down here. Other than that, I don't have anything else in here. It's really a bare bones program at this point, or at least the database is. Now the market is just closed for the week, and I'm going to open up the warehouse view. This is pretty minimal also because I have, for illustration purposes, just gotten rid of everything else. Now these are the only warehouse views that I'm going to provide in the future. What you're going to have if you do this installation using my files, you're going to have the basic end of day scans, the basic intraday scans, and then you're going to have the full end of day scans along with the full set of intraday scans. Now, opening this up, you can see that there's a lot in here. It's very intimidating for people. So what I've done is I have put some scans in here which I use every day, and I put them under a folder called the basic intraday scans and the basic end of day scans. Now, if you're a new user or even if you're an experienced user, you do not need all of this other information or all of these other scans. So what I would do if I were just starting out as a newbie, I would just work with these. Now I'm going to delete these. Views. And I really have nothing left in here now. Let's go in. I'll do the same thing for the charts. And I have the same setup here. I have basic end of day charts, basic intraday charts, basic, I'm sorry, not basic. These are the end of day charts and the intraday charts. These are the full set of charts. And it's, like I said, it's just too much for the newbies. So what I've done is really cut this down just to a few charts that I'm going to use for illustration, both in videos and in webinars. I'm going to go ahead and delete these also. And that's pretty much it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to go get these views, filters, and combos. Go into your help menu, go to the add-ons. It'll open up this page, scroll down to the bottom until you find mine. Here are the basic end of day and intraday filters, views, and combos. Click on download zip file, and I'm going to put it in a download folder. I already have them here, but so I'm going to overwrite these. These are the basic end of day. These are the advanced end of day, or the full set. I'm going to download this zip file. Overwrite the one that I have in here. And remember my user groups, the market analysis user groups. Download this zip file. And you can see that they're all down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to go in to my preferences and install the add-ons. The only add-on I'm going to install right now are the basic RON basic VFCs. Now these are residing on my server, so I can update them at any time. And now that they're installed, by clicking on yes, that completes the installation. If I go into my warehouse views, you can see that I have two folders here, the basic end of day scans and the basic intraday scans. Now there are a few more intraday scans, and when I get into showing you how to use these, which will not be in this video by the way, I'll explain that. So if you're a newbie, you could stop right here because there's going to be plenty to work with. You can find all of the information that you need in these two folders, both for the end of day and the intraday. Now, if you are an advanced user, you've been with us for a while, been with me for a while, I should say, then you can go ahead and install the other views, filters, and combos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'll just close this, go to Preferences, Install Add-ons, and I'll select the full RB views, filters, and combos. Click on that. Complete the installation. Bring up the warehouse views. Click on this, and now you can see, in addition to the basic, there are end of day and intraday scans with the full set. Now note that I have not dated these, and I will not be dating them in the future. The reason I had to date them in the past is because I had to package them up and send them to George at HGSI, and he had to go through the process of putting them on the website. It just leads to a lot of confusion. So these will not be updated in the future, but I have the ability to go in and make changes to the views, filters, and combos. If I want to arrange a view, I can do it and just go ahead and post it. And then when you install your add-on or update your add-on, and I'll let you know when I make changes, then you're going to have exactly what I have. It's just going to make it a lot easier. Now let's I'll just go into scorecard intraday. This is what happened today. I'm doing this on the 20th of April. If I sort on raw combo, which I did, let me go to the next one, which these are $15 in stocks. $15 stocks and up, trading at least 500,000 shares. And if you look over here to the right, you'll see that based upon the strong momentum combo I use for intraday, that two banks are at the top of the list. The banks have been reporting earnings, and the response from most banks has been very positive. Now I need to check to see if everything else is in here, so I'm going to go to my views, and you can see that the basic end of day charts are here, and the intraday charts, basic end of day charts, basic intraday charts, end of day charts, and intraday charts. So I'll just click on one of my standard charts here, and you can see that this was a very powerful move for First Financial Bank Corp. Resize this, hit my alternate 2 key, but you can see it's a very, very loose chart, so that's something you always need to take into consideration, but that's a discussion for another time. So I have installed everything that I want in here. Now of course I'll go back and I'll add some of the other warehouse views in from other people, but I just wanted to keep this simple to show you what you should end up with. Now there's one more thing I have to do. I have to go to my install add-ons, and I am going to select market analysis user groups. Now as I told you earlier in the video, if you don't use these groups, there is no need or no reason to install them, because they take updating time, and if you have a fast computer, it's not that big a deal, but if you never look at them, there is absolutely no reason to install them. So that import is complete, and here they are. If I open this up, you can see that all of these user groups are in here, and I use these for market analysis, and I know a lot of people do use them. Like I said, I wanted to change the name to make the name more relevant to the new people that are trying out and subscribing to HGS Investor. That's it for this video. Remember, just go to the add-ons to locate these files. Scroll down and you'll see mine at the bottom of the list. Also, if you have a lot of Ron Brown folders in there, what I suggest that you do is I suggest that you just delete them. If you want to keep them, you can drag them down into your user views, but most people keep them up here in their regular warehouse views, and it's confusing. You're going to end up using these two folders 90% of the time, maybe more. Now I'm going to get into some videos as we go along, and I'm also going to be doing some webinars. I'm going to be using a different webinar software. It's called Zoom, and I'll be posting notices, or George will be sending out notices. I can accommodate 100 people maximum, and I will not be requiring registration. So it'll be first come, first serve, but everything is going to be recorded. So it's not that big a deal if you can't get into the room. Thank you for listening. Have a good weekend, and try to get my files installed, because next week I'll be doing some videos and possibly a webinar on using these basic end of day and intraday scans.